very tired after this workout. I feel really good, generally speaking, about where I am. I mean, not really good, but I feel good. I just thought about this the other day, that it's easy to think that your future self will it's almost like the anticipation is constantly pushed forward, like a carrot being stuck to the back of a donkey, stuck to a rope. I mean, a stick stuck to the back of a donkey, then a rope down, and a carrot dangling off the rope, and the donkey trying to chase the carrot. And the donkey can circle the earth without ever tasting that carrot. And it's almost like that. You think, well, 2024. Well, last year I was thinking, well, maybe 2024, maybe something will happen then, or not necessarily if something will happen, but maybe I'll find myself in a different mind space, or maybe just maybe I'll slide into some different philosophy or some different something. And then you always have that hope for change, or for something to happen, or for you to be able to make that change. And even if you do make the change, whatever anticipation you had, whatever you thought would happen then, is sort of just absent, and you're kind of just sitting there, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, well, I thought I was going to find something here, but I guess I haven't. So then you start to think, well, maybe 2025, a year from now, see, that's a whole other year. My cells will be rejuvenated. I'll be a completely new person. And I will have improved until then. But you think in your mind, well, if you can snap forward into the future a year from now, that's kind of what you want to do, or that's what I want to do. Because I fooled myself into thinking that my future self is going to be smarter. I know I've had this thought ever since I was a teenager, actually, which is kind of, I mean, not this exact thought, but just the idea that, oh, I just said something stupid. Next time I'll remember not to say something stupid. And then again, you say something stupid, and you have to remind yourself again, oh, well, next time I'll. So now, you think ahead a year from now, 2025. September 7th, 2025, a whole new year. There will have been one more Christmas, one more birthday, one more everything. Surely something will be different then. And I don't mean for this to be depressing. It's just interesting how your perspective continuously. It's like as you move forward in life, that expectation, that anticipation, or whatever you're seeing in the future, it's always pushed forward ahead of you. So 2025, I might think to myself that I'll be wiser. I might think to myself that I'll be a different person. But thinking that, I'm fooling myself, because I think of myself as a year older, like that. Of course, that's not how it works. I'm gonna wake up every day. I'm gonna brush my teeth every day. I'll do these things every day, and then it's gonna be one day at a time, and then a year from now I will have lived 365 days, and I will have been in the now the whole time. It's almost like you think of the future as, you want to think of the future, whenever you arrive in the future, you want to feel that you're in the future now. Things are different, but you're always in the present, I always think of Mel Brooks. He was asked by maybe Conan O'Brien, I don't really remember who it was, but some interviewer asked him about like the show of shows and all the stuff he did in the 50s and 60s. Like, what was that like? Like, what was that life like? And Mel Brooks just said, well, it was just now. Like, it wasn't then. It was just now. Like, it just was what was. So the past works similarly. You might think about the past, that you miss it, but it was, again, you're kind of kidding yourself, because it was just now, and you will always only ever exist in now. So maybe the now, I'm not sure what this is, this spot here. I'm not sure if you can. I'm always noticing weird things on my face when I'm filming. but yeah, like I don't know. In a sense, I think there was a discussion of this, and I don't wanna butcher the philosophy, so I'm not really gonna attempt to get into it. But in the film Naked by Mike Leigh, I mean, I saw that when I was 20, I think. I mean, I wasn't a kid, but I was still quite young, maybe too young to completely understand it. But I think they talked about like the future and the past and the present, like yeah, the you know the past. Um, in a sense, the future is the past. We just have to wait for it to become the past. I don't know, just all these perspectives on time. Um, yeah, like the only thing to life is to live in the moment. Like if you can't do that, oh, I should have been sitting like this the whole time. This is much better. Yeah, I keep beating a dead horse with these discussions about living in the moment. I'm trying to attack it from different angles. But my point today was this idea that in my mind I always look into the future, so something kind of trivial, exciting for me, but still quite trivial, like a strongman competition. I love strongman, so I'm watching, like, let's say in November I'm gonna be watching the Rogue Invitational, which is gonna be in Aberdeen in Scotland this year, but that doesn't matter. But I remember watching it last year, thinking, oh, this is really cool, but it's always like a slight disappointment. Like I wonder what's gonna happen next year. Like next year's competition is gonna be unreal. Then next year's competition happens, and you're like, well, that was really cool, but next year I hear that's he's coming back, or that's gonna happen, or they're gonna move to, they're gonna have that event, or well, you don't know the events that far ahead, but you always think of the next thing, the next time being more exciting, and then it arrives and it's just kind of a letdown. Like I love strongman. I'm not saying that I'm disappointed by the shows, but it's always like a realization that it's not fantastic. It's good. I'm enjoying it, but it's something is missing. I mean, what about next year? Is next year gonna be better? Maybe, I wonder. Or the World Deadlift Championships, like the 500 kilo deadlift. It's a couple of people have lifted it, but they're trying to push ahead of that, and everyone has failed, and people hype it up every year, and then it arrives, and you're like, oh, they all fail, and then you think, well, maybe next year, because then Ivan Makarov, he might have worked on some flaws, and then, or maybe Rauno Heimla, he won't be injured, or something like that. Maybe next year the record will fall. So I'm just using that as an example of something quite mundane. I mean, it's really exciting for me. I don't want to make it seem as if I'm disappointed by strongman. It's the thing I love the most in the world, and next to movies and music, and I guess trying to feel healthy and good about myself. But yeah, I don't know if my point is coming across exactly, but this idea that maybe that's a good thing, to always have something to look forward to. Always, like, what about next year? And there's another Mike Leigh film called Another Year. I don't know that explores this so much, but it's yeah, just another year passes, and then you find yourself in the same place with the same people. Oh, and then another year passes, and you're there with the same people. I suppose you can look at these things in a depressing way and in another way. Yeah. Well, that's not really where I was going with that. But I do think that it's ultimately a good thing, that even though the whatever you anticipate, even though it's gonna always be slightly disappointing, sometimes it's gonna really live up to it, but usually it's always slightly disappointing. But maybe maybe it doesn't really matter, because maybe the anticipation is really what keeps you alive. Because I remember when I played The Last of Us Part 2 in 2020, I remember I filmed a brief clip, and then I said something like, kind of sarcastically, well, I guess I'll have to find something else to stay alive for, something else to look forward to, something else to anticipate in terms of a release of something or whatever. Because I don't really enjoy activities. I don't really, I mean, I'm an adult, right? I've been an adult for. I mean, in a few years, I will have been an adult for half my life, right? But I still, I have lunch with my dad, and he always asks me. He always asked me over the years, like, if there's something I want to do, when he is off work or whatever during the summer, like, if there's something you want to do, we can take the car somewhere, or we can go see a concert, we can go, I don't know, to a neighboring city. And I'm always like, I never really want to do anything. I mean, I enjoy seeing my family. I like seeing my dad for lunch. I like seeing my mom for dinner on Fridays. I like these mundane activities. I don't really, but I don't really look forward to anything in terms of, bigger activities. Like, I don't want to travel. I don't want to do any of that. But I do look forward to smaller things, releases of things, or strongman competitions, or whatever, or like I said, wherever I will be up here next year. I always hold out hope. I mean, hope is the last thing that leaves you. Maybe all that I said in these 11 minutes can be summed up to the last thing that leaves you is hope. How tragic is that? A cliche. That's all I was able to accomplish with this clip. This is the point of these clips are obviously just for me to explore a thought whenever something pops into my head. Well, anyway, my back really hurts now because I've been sitting without lumbar support against this shelf. My back is not in a good place, generally speaking. I am completely sweaty, completely soaked, and I feel really good right now. There actually is a strongman competition today. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I said before that I'm not depressed, and I'm not. Then I started thinking, I mean, in a previous vlog, then I started thinking about how I felt when I was 22, and I was like, maybe that actually was depression, because I really struggled for a while. But it's been so long since then, and I don't think I've been depressed since then, and that's a good thing. Anyway, I just thought about that the other day. Like, in my last video, I said, not the last video, the last one I uploaded as of filming this. I said, I haven't been depressed in my life. I guess I have to be thankful for that. And I meant it. But then later on I was like, well, when I was 22, I thought about potentially ending my life. So maybe that implies some kind of depression. I didn't really intend to do that, but things were so hard mentally. But I couldn't really. I don't know if I could ever separate anxiety from depression. Is some kind of big nasty demon. But yeah, anyway, why did I mention that? I guess because if this clip seems depressing, then I want to make it clear that I'm not really depressed. I just like thinking about things, and you have to be realistic about things. And when I try to be realistic about things and think about things, then maybe they can come off as a bit depressing sometimes. My arm hurts.